What's up guys, it's Klex, and today I'm teaching you how to review VODs for COD Competitive. First we will go over how to learn properly from watching your own VODs, and then how to learn from watching pros play. As I explain how to analyze your own gameplay, I will then use some of the viewers named Josh's gameplay to show you these tips in action. When reviewing gameplay, whether it's from the CDL, a pro player's stream, or your own recording, I'd really recommend to slow the gameplay or pause it at certain moments to take in information better. And in turn, you will learn a lot more from watching the gameplay. So yeah, slow it down, rewind, and highlight important moments. Your brain will be able to take in so much more information this way. The main focus in watching your own VODs from scrims, for example, is noticing if you and your team are working together towards common goals on the map consistently and making the correct decisions in most scenarios. I'm gonna explain how to know if you are doing exactly that. So to start off, always think of what puts the team in a better situation. Think of a better spot you could have been in if you didn't have the advantage of numbers on any map or game mode in a certain scenario. And watching COD in that kind of scenario, try to understand how your opponents played it. Come up with reasons as to why they did what they did, and try to understand how you could have countered that play. So for the first example, we're gonna go ahead and start off Josh's gameplay. So to start off the map on Garrison, due to Josh's team spawn, his teammates are going to be focusing on flipping the spawn before P2 starts. As you can see there, Moab is trying to stay alive. He's going to get in position to push out lights and get a gun kill right there. Great work from him. And another teammates of Josh's came out towards green, and now they have the flip for the spawn. So now on top of that, analyzing the gameplay further, Josh is in a good spot even if his teammates go down. He's in a corner right here. And he's getting pushed. He's gonna have one kill. He's not able to kill the other guy. What went wrong is obviously both of them pushed him. Possibly he could have gotten the gunfight win if he aimed better, and maybe if he didn't jump. That's the only kind of critique I can give on this play. So when VOD reviewing your own gameplay, take notes, specifically on how you died. Were you out in the open when you really didn't need to be? Did you challenge when you didn't need to? Could you have positioned better to get traded by a teammate? Did you or someone else on your team make a mistake and flip spawns? Ask yourself these kinds of questions. When I said take notes, I really meant it. Write this stuff down on paper, not on a computer, and put it right next to you when you're playing. Write in big letters what you need to focus on for that map, and that will keep you in check to improve on whatever it is that you need to improve on when playing. For example, Josh is playing pretty well, but if I'm Josh and I'm asking myself these kinds of questions, one of the things that I would definitely note down is perhaps I'm jumping too many times in a row during some gunfights. So I'd write that down and I'd try to focus on fixing that. And a side note, I realize that specifically I've gone over learning from your mistakes, but you can definitely also learn from the correct decisions you are making, as I made in the beginning of that first part where I was critiquing Josh and his team's game. So yeah, when VOD reviewing, ask yourself if you chose the right decision. Did you push to get a kill when you didn't need to? Or maybe the other way around. Maybe you didn't push when you needed to. You can help understand that situation by obviously getting context for it from taking into account the score, where every player is, how many players are up, and the time on the map. So the reason for taking notes of your mistakes instead of just thinking about them is that you'll be able to see patterns in the ways that you die. From this, you'll understand exactly what you need to be focusing on to become a harder player to kill, and thus you will overall become a better player from improving on that. Here's what I want you to ask yourself every time you review a VOD. Is your centering good? Are you positioning yourself well? This goes for use of angles, power positions, lines of sight, cameraing, overall the moments that you're sprinting, sliding, mantling, and that goes for rotating too. And try to think about the positioning you are. Are you supporting your teammates correctly? And try to think about if you're watching over your teammates correctly. Are you using information properly, such as the comms you're getting from your teammates? Are you guessing where someone is wrongly or correctly? Are you playing advantageously? And by that I mean, are you taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes and playing in a way that you are favoring yourselves in most of your gunfights? Are you using tacticals correctly? That can go for grenades, flashbangs, even of course trophy systems. Overall, you just want to understand what is going right and what is going wrong for your team, and for you as an individual player. So taking into these tips into action, we're going to explain what Josh's teammates do in this P5. He communicated well, explaining what he is going to do. He had a decent use of the trophy system on the hill. Everyone on his team seems to have a decent setup. However, perhaps instead of being in this position you see he is currently, maybe he should have pushed up a little bit more and demanded more control of mid, vents, and lights, and overall just the cutoffs on the map. And they would have maybe had an easier time gaining points on the HP. Josh's position is kind of hard really to get some shots off, so I would kind of take a note down from that. And that's an example of using all the questions that I noted down. I would recommend to review your own gameplay before playing any competitive session. This way, you will be able to understand what you need to work on for that day, for yourself and for your team. Another reason to do this is so you won't be tilted after you played badly or got scraped in some scrims. Reviewing with a clear mindset is always best. However, if you want to watch some gameplay after a bad session, maybe it would be best to watch pro gameplay. And now I will discuss exactly how to learn from watching that. Yet, keep in mind that really all of the advice I gave you on watching your own gameplay can be taken to learn from pro gameplay as well. You just need sort of a mindset shift. Now for reviewing pro VODs, I'd recommend to find pros with the playstyle you want to play like and the role you want to play. Play similar and study them. Rewatch the same maps/game modes with the same players of your choice to see the patterns and how they play and steal from them. Here's a really good way to learn from watching pro gameplay. Pause the video of a pro player in any scenario and think of what you would do in that moment. And then play the video and see if your choice is similar to how the pro played it. If you chose wrong, you can learn why the pro decided differently. This is a way that you can start thinking more like a pro player. Also, you can do this when watching the CDL. Just look at what number the pro you want to play like is for that set map, and focus on his arrow and follow the steps I explained, and boom, you're learning from the decisions the player is making even when the stream isn't showing his POV. From this, you will notice things from pro gameplay that you need to start doing. For example, perhaps you notice that you don't move quite like the pro you want to play like, or maybe you don't center like them. Start to focus on improving whatever you are lacking, because watching VODs won't get you anywhere if you don't take what you learn into action. Alright guys, if you made it all the way to this part, I have a big announcement for you, and I really just wanted to go ahead and say this to people that actually watch the whole video. In the description below, the last link is a link to a new Discord I'm going to be doing. This way, you will find people who are similar to you and looking into getting better at competitive. Maybe they're looking to find new teammates. Maybe they're looking for people to play ranked with, 8s, scrims, who knows. Go to that Discord. It's going to be very, very small. I'm going to have to work kinks out. And yeah, I'm going to be there, of course, and I really would like to interact with you guys, whether it's in the chat or maybe we can play some games. So yeah, go to that Discord and let's see if we can make that one of the best COD competitive Discords out there. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. That really helps out the channel, pushes out to more people, and thus will help the COD competitive community. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like this one that will improve your game. Thanks for watching guys. As always, it's been Klex, and I'm out. Peace.